Alright, and welcome to part 2 of episode 21. We are discussing Blood Blockade Battlefront or Kekkai Sensen, whichever you like, it doesn't matter.
I just gotta say, Blood Blockade Battlefront has got to be one of the worst names I've seen for anything ever.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a mouthful,
like
man.
They wanted to be really cute with that alliteration. Oh man, they should have just too many words.
So I have a prediction to make. Mitch, you liked this, didn't you?
Yes.
You spoiled it for me. You added the second season to your plan to watch.
Yeah, I know. I was a bit too obvious about that, wasn't I?
I'm gonna make a prediction too.
Let me say, man, I completely disagree.
I was about to say, I was watching this going like, yeah, this is all right, and I know that Mitch is going to like it, and I know Connor's gonna absolutely fucking hate it.
Yeah.
That's what I knew going in. I thought it was all right, but like, I knew that Connor was not gonna like it.
Let me just make this real clear. So, I've seen a lot of stuff that's a similar genre to this. Like, modern people in a modern setting with superpowers where superpowers are considered normal.
I have also seen a lot of those.
Bungo Stray Dogs is super similar to this. Because Bungo Stray Dogs is a detective agency. And I would describe this show as the original author of Trigun, who is the person who made this, watched the anime Bacano and said, I want to do that. So he tried. He tried. He didn't succeed. Well, okay.
I haven't seen Bacano, so I can't really make any comparisons to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't get too much into Bacano, but it's very similar. It's very like, I don't think it's in New York. I think it's more Chicago-y. But it's like some people are criminals, some people are not, and it's like super jazzy and like upbeat. It gets pretty wacky at times, but also pretty violent. Anyway, I looked a lot into the production of this, and I think where the show failed was the production. Because, you know Black and White, you know, the main antagonists of the series, they're anime original.
Oh.
That was entirely a creative decision made by the people leading the anime, and the original author had no input.
So what was the original villain? Or
then what's the plot in the manga?
The original plot, which I understand they continue on with the second season, is what they started on in the first episode with the main character trying to find a cure for his sister's eyes. That's the main plot.
Yeah, that's what I wanted the show to go into.
And they completely ignored that after the first episode.
That's what irked me the most. Okay, so this main character gets the special eyes from some thing. I don't know.
Look with your special eyes.
Yeah, my friend.
We did the joke. We can never do it again.
Yeah. So he has special magical eyes that lets him see things.
He gets a superpower in a New York City where basically the other world, the underworld or whatever,
Zen from
has merged with New York City, and now they have named Hell Salem's Lot.
Such an anime name.
Which, it's funny, because in the first episode, on the version I watched, they translated it as Jerusalem's Lot, because that's how they pronounce it. They pronounce it Jerusalem, because hell is Heru. The rest of the episodes, they subtitled it right.
No, it was always Hell Salem.
I watched it
because I watched it on Hulu.
Yeah, how was the dub?
It was surprisly good.
You know, I would say this is a good show to watch dub.
It had a pretty good cast. It had the side character. I forgot his name. Oh shit. What's the guy? The white hair, but not the main guy with the white hair.
So not Zap?
I have no idea. Okay, that's another problem I have with the show. There's way too many characters.
There are, and some of them they literally have no.
No, none of them have any backstory.
Okay, the guy Dog Hummer and Del Duro Brody. That guy has freaking Joseph's voice actor from.
Dog Hummer was Mamoru Miyano, who we're going to get to know very well very soon, but we'll get to that. The voice,
and also in the subs, Zap is the same voice actor as Yajiro from Grenadier, and something else that we also watched, Grenadier. and then something else that we watched recently. Because like I heard his voice and I was I've heard this voice.
There was too many.
It was Zoro.
Yeah, and Zoro and
Zoro
One Piece, but no, there was something else that we also watched recently.
Let me look.
Now I gotta check.
I wanted to just say my favorite voice acting pick in this whole show was from my favorite episode, which was a stupid like joke episode. What?
Which one?
Juro's Hizagi.
Oh yeah, Hizagi. That's right.
Yeah. My favorite voice acting pick was the pick for Armangoth Luzonatam of Lineage. It's Morgana's voice actor from Persona 5.
Oh yeah.
The Mushroom Kid is that.
Oh yeah, no, Nedge. I love Nedge.
You're right. That was the worst episode.
Oh no! Fuck!
That was by far the worst episode.
I love that episode. That's the only one where it's just literally just. I genuinely enjoyed it.
I really love that episode. Come on.
I hate that episode more than anything else in this show.
Now we got to talk about it.
That's a hard skip, though. I thought shouldn't we go in order?
I mean, we could talk about it a little bit. Like, I guess we'll talk about the general plot more.
We can definitely talk about this in order because it's completely episodic.
I don't have notes for every episode, though.
This anime is a monster of the week that disguises itself as not a monster of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the parts that weren't monster of the week, honestly. Like, I didn't really care for any of the stuff, like the overarching plot. I thought that was really weak, and I was not interested in it.
Do you mean White and Black?
Yeah.
Then you must have hated the last episode.
Oh, no, I was completely checked out. But, like, the fights were fun.
I thought the last episode was probably the best episode. It was the most focused of anything else in the show.
It was focused, but I just didn't care for the villains at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even get a sense of what evil...
I don't even know what they wanted.
Yeah.
Yes! Yes! That is the problem with the show. There is
no fucking clue what they wanted.
He's just an evil demon who possessed this kid.
He wants a second collapse. He wants the main bad guy, Black.
But why?
That's right.
He wants a second collapse where the fucking aliens come in. He's also secretly one of the other characters. I don't fucking know his other name. I think. I don't know.
Mean William?
Yeah.
William, damn it.
No, okay. Let's
what was his last name?
I couldn't follow the plot.
It was Macbeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, great, stupid fucking name.
Let's get this straight right now. So, White is Mary Macbeth. Black is William Macbeth. When they were kids, no, not when they were kids, 3 years before the plot of this anime, when the first collapse happened, they were caught in the middle of the first collapse because their parents were trying to stop the first collapse, and they failed.
Yeah.
So they were about to die. So their parents were really strong magic users. So they created a barrier to contain the collapse. And the barrier happened to be Mary, because Mary died. Mary died in the explosion. But also during all that, the vampire, the blood breed, gave them a choice. He said, like, which one of you wants to live? And William was like, me, I want to live. So the vampire killed Mary and possessed William.
What?
I know, right?
Wait, when did this happen?
It was the one episode where it was mostly just flashback.
That was like episode 10. That wasn't even the last episode.
Yeah, it was late.
Just
one of my serious problems with the show is that we get flashbacks for 3 characters. The Leonardo Wachi.
They just call him Watch. He has a normal name in English, thankfully.
Klaus is the only one who says Watch in the sub. You have White and you have Black. No other character gets backstory at all at any moment, which makes it really hard to follow because you're just thinking, what is this character's motivation? Like, you get this recurring gag where Zach tries to kill Klaus, and it's like, why? He works for him. What is he doing? It's never explained.
I think it's like something of, he just wants to prove he's the best or some shit like that.
I don't know. Like, even in the dub, like, fixes that bit a little bit, where it's like, it kind of sounds like it's in good fun, but like, not. I don't fucking know.
Then you also get the least used character, Chain Sumeragi, who is just a werewolf.
She shows up like at the last episode, and I was just like, oh, I think I remember this character being a character.
Her thing is that she runs
hates Zap.
fast. She runs fast and she likes stepping on Zap, and that's it.
Yep.
She is called a werewolf, but she never does anything with that. You have good old Steven, who he has ice powers. That's it.
Steven?
The dude,
Who?
One of the main characters, unironically.
the dude with the scars on his face.
Yeah, he kind of does stuff. I don't remember him that much. I literally just watched this show.
Yeah, you watched it like today, and for us it's been a week.
He's J. Michael Tatum.
Yeah, he is J. Michael Tatum, which he's probably good. That seems like a good fit for him.
No, yeah, this dub had a actually decent cast.
Honestly, okay, my rule for dubs is if it doesn't take place in Japan with Japanese characters, the dub's probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, this was in New York with space aliens.
Right, this was
so.
literally
English characters with English these sort of names. There's Klaus though.
Oh, come on. Klaus von Reinhardt.
Yeah. And it's stylized as just a V for Vaughn. It's weird.
That's probably just how they do it in Japanese.
They don't really say his full name that often in the show, but it was just
they
Klaus
say it
usually.
like twice.
Yeah.
He plays chess.
Let's.
I like that episode.
That episode was also pretty bad.
You have the fucking opposite opinion of me on this entire show, and that's why I kind of liked it.
It feels like you're being
hated it.
contrarian, but I know you're probably it's genuine, but it feels like it.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I sound contrarian. I went into the show with I liked episode 1. I had high hopes. I was like, it's stylistic, it's kind of fun, it's kind of goofy, like the abilities are really cool, they look awesome, they use blood, it's great. Zap has a flippin' lighter that holds blood in it, like that's awesome. But then you get further in and you're like, oh, there's no overarching plot. Oh, it's a... Do you guys know the trope status quo is God?
What?
No.
It's a trope, probably a TV tropes term. I didn't come up with it. Where at the end of every episode, everything has to return to normal. You cannot have lasting effects. And that is this anime to a T. There are moments where Leonardo gets seriously injured, and by the end of the episode, he is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just show him go to the hospital.
Most notable is at one point in one of the better scenes of the entire anime, he goes to like the border of the underworld and the regular world, and he looks out into the void, and he starts seeing these like terrifying like vampire creatures, and his eyes like break.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that is never mentioned again. He's fine the next time we see him. What? And they don't even mention the vampire thing. They're just like, okay, I guess now there's vampires under New York City. Whatever. And also flipping J.J. Abrams.
Well, yeah.
He was a good character.
What? J.J. Abrams?
It's just Abrams.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say there's a character named Abrams, but his name wasn't J.J.
But
Abrams.
he's super lucky, so the curse just works on everyone around him.
According to Wikipedia, he was fighting with a vampire, and the vampire was like, "I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to curse you."
Yeah, that's what they briefly mentioned that. Yeah.
Oh, did they mention it? I don't know.
Yeah, they mentioned that he was
Just a little
cursed
bit of,
when
like,
fighting
backstory.
a vampire.
Okay. He's kind of entertaining. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't think he was
arrives
used that
from
much,
the
though.
airport, and a plane crashes, and they're like, "Oh, Abrams is here."
Yeah.
They're on a trade ride with him, and everyone else is just panicking.
There's like meteors falling from the sky, and Zap is like, "Are you seeing this shit?"
That was good. The villains. Let me just say, Fimp is the worst name I have ever seen in anything.
What was it?
Fimp.
The guy with the
Fempt.
medal on his face.
Oh, that was his name? I did not
Fempt.
catch that at any point through the whole show.
F-E-M-T. Fempt. I hate it.
Not good.
Ugh. I mean, white and black is much better.
I like his design, but yeah, I didn't know his name.
He's
I'm
kind of entertaining.
I think it's probably better off that I didn't.
He's kind of entertaining, but I can't get past his name.
He doesn't do anything. That's
He's
all.
only in the first episode.
He's in the end.
He appears like later.
No, I mean he only does something in the
Yeah.
first episode. In the last episode, he goes
Otherwise,
up
he's
to
just
Leo.
kind of sitting around.
No, he goes up to Leo and he's like, "I'm supposed to be watching over you, but we're going to do a coin toss to see if you can get out of here." And we never see the result.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Yeah.
Next thing you see is he's out. I don't.
There are too many villains by far.
Yeah.
They could have just had one.
Yeah.
Because then at least you'd have like a Team Rocket thing going on where you know who the bad guy's going to be.
Yeah, like if it was just
motivation.
Tempt messing around constantly, occasionally bringing in some friends or something.
You know, the thing about that is that ties into what I said about focus and backstory. If you don't know a character's motivation, it becomes really hard to follow what's going on. Like if you just had Fempt, which don't choose him as a villain.
Unless you gave him something.
Unless you gave him a better name. But also, if he was the only villain, we would be able to get like a backstory episode. Or he could like have a dramatic speech where he explains, "Oh, I was abused as a kid," and something stupid like that.
This is what I am all about.
Like a JoJo speech.
Yeah.
I was just watching the scene in JoJo today. I rewatched the part 4 scene where Kira is explaining his like motivation.
He's just monologuing
speech.
Yeah.
And that's really good writing, because it helps you get a feel for who the villain is and why the heroes are opposing him,
Mm-hmm.
And with this, you just get like Fempt is like chaos, and with Aligura, you get nothing because she's a terrible character.
I honestly, for any point in the show, I honestly had no idea what the bad guys wanted at all.
Right.
Like that. Like I could not get past that.
That's problematic.
And I think that's probably why I like the throwaway stupid episodes more, because they had something for me to follow.
Yeah, the more episodic ones, like
to put this in perspective,
the burger episode, and
to put this in perspective, to me watching this, they were all throwaway episodes except the first one.
Yeah,
they
I
had
guess.
no connection to each other. They had no effect. They had no.
Yeah, but like we're like it's characters that are from like they're not even like against characters that are the later villains or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They're against characters that are new, I guess. Like I like there's this whole like I think it's a freaking episode 2 or episode 3 where it's the chess one.
That's episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a fun idea for like its standalone plot.
The thing about the chess episode that I think made me not like it is that they made up a game.
Yeah.
Because they can say literally anything. Like, oh, he sent a tower to B2. They could say whatever they want, and there's no internal logic. We don't know if he's winning. We don't know if he's losing. We don't know if he's...
It's established the whole thing with the game is just, as it goes on, it becomes insanely, stupidly complicated.
Which is kind of entertaining, but... Okay, I have a lot of problems with that episode because we don't know who Klaus is at this point, and we never do end up knowing.
Mm-hmm.
We just know that he's strong and the leader.
And kind of like a gentlemanly guy, I guess.
And then you get at the beginning of that episode that he does play that game, and I think that's about minimal backstory that they give you for it.
One of his only character traits is that he likes this weird chess game.
Yeah.
But when you get to that episode and you see him having this serious struggle, like they have these really epic, air quotes, epic moments where he's like facing off with this person with this terrible like demon thing that's one of the strongest creatures of the underworld, and you're like, why am I rooting for him? I know nothing about this guy. He could be a serial killer. I would know,
Well, another thing is with I did kind of like enjoy the bad guy because if you think about it, he's not really a bad guy.
Which one?
The guy that he's facing in the game of chess, not the Ukrainian guy. But it's just like this guy takes people's time and he'll like take the rest of their life to add on to his. But he's not like it's not like he won't give you what you want if you win.
He's essentially a folklore genie,
Yeah.
He might give you what you want, but with a twist.
Well, did he do that? Because like I thought it was just if you win, you win. But like if you don't win, you're fucked.
If you survive playing me for X amount of time.
But it's not like It's not
That's
like
kinda
he's
what a
tricking
genie
people into
does.
playing with him.
Yeah.
No. Genies will usually be like, I don't know. It depends on the mythos.
Well, the
I'm
original
thinking-
idea of a genie was somebody that would like actually just have to do whatever it was to actually make whatever you want happen.
I think I'm thinking more of like a what's a monkey's paw, or like
Yeah.
Where it's like
You want
you
Pentecost.
get it's like, oh, I want my girlfriend to come back to life. It's like, okay, and then she's like a fucking zombie.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you, JoJo Part 3.
yeah,
Except it was his sister.
yeah.
Uh, yeah.
I thought that was fun because of that idea.
Okay.
I'm just like, you chose to do this, so
The aesthetic of it is interesting, but it feels like a filler episode.
Yeah, it was, but like a good filler episode. I can tolerate those, I guess.
In terms of filler
there is such
episode,
thing as good
yeah.
filler.
No, there's such thing as good filler episode.
Yeah, good filler exists.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I just said. There is such thing as
Oh,
good
I thought
filler.
you said is. I thought that was a question. Sorry.
No, I said there is such good thing.
Okay.
We've discussed this. Filler in a 12-episode anime, 13, whatever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ish.
is not a thing to
is-
have, really.
Horrible, and I hate it, and the whole thing felt like filler to me.
Yeah.
But
Except
then
the
again, it's
last
like, as you described, the show is sort of episodic, but also
is.
not. It's weird.
No, it's episodic besides like, episode 10 and episode 12, and like that's
Mhm.
it.
It pretends it has an overarching plot, and it really just shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Or it should have tried to only have that, like one or the other.
Wait,
Yeah, it tries to, like, do both, and it's like, don't
But
do
at the
both.
same time, there was like some moments in it that I did like, and I just felt like it couldn't decide what it wanted to be.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of described. This doesn't even really follow the plot of the
Yeah.
manga. It seemed to be all anime original.
Yeah.
It sounds, by the sound of it, honestly, it sounds like a season 2 would be more focused.
People. Okay, I read a bunch of reviews of season 2, and apparently it's worse.
Oh no!
Mm.
Apparently, you get. Okay. For its merits, and I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, I don't think this is a spoiler. For its merits, it does go into the backstory of some of the Libra members, the side
Okay.
characters, which I
Yeah.
think it needs.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything else happens plot wise. I think it's even more episodic and pointless.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
A good. I'm trying to find good things to say. They had that whole sequence where the main characters were just walking around New York City trying to eat.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I liked that episode.
That was another
That was
stupid
great.
moment that I liked.
They just
I'm
couldn't.
just
And when
Leo
they-
zapped and said to try to get lunch.
And
when
they end
get
up at the
to
frickin' diner where he always eats
the
anyways.
end of the diner, which gets destroyed immediately, and then they have a fight off screen.
And they'd cut to just later, and then they finally get to eat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For some reason, from the first episode, I thought Vivian, the girl who works in the diner, was going to be a main character.
No.
And
Nah.
let me just say, she looks like she's from Trigun.
There's also the two truck drivers also kind of looked like that.
Yeah, they looked like they were from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And like speaking of Trigun, there's actually I think I noticed like at least a couple of references.
White says love and peace.
You know, White
I
says
did
love and
notice
peace.
that. I thought that just was like a coincidence or something.
It was intentional. The guy wrote flippin' Trigun.
I didn't know that when I watched it.
From the guy who gave you Trigun. And then also I noticed in that diner episode where they're trying to get something to eat. At one point, the black cat walks past them on the sidewalk.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Like it's after I believe it's like after they leave the sushi restaurant. Something.
Oh, man. I
The
wish I
cat
saw
walks
that.
past.
That's so good. I love that. That might just be an author quirk, but still, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's like, oh, if you know, you know.
All right.
Like, if you know this is from the same guy, that clicks with you.
That's so cool. I just want to say we might not get into the episode 6, which is the one with the mushroom guy.
I like that
but
one, but
I like that episode.
I want to get
I
into
thought
it.
that was probably my least favorite episode. But
I liked it until the point where he forgot him. And I thought that was
then
lame.
they meet at the end, so it's okay.
Well, no, it's like
And
okay.
so basically, my thing is he has this whole thing where he bonds with this character and then he forgets him, and it's like, oh, that's really tragic that he forgot him, and then they're like, oh, it's okay at the last minute. It's like either make it a tragedy that he forgot him, or have that not happen if you want to make it all happy at the end. Like
It's status quo is God, Max.
I think what they should have done is they should have just have him forget him and that be the end of it, and it just be a tragedy. Instead, no, he sees him again and it's happy at the last minute. I did not like that. I didn't appreciate it.
I mean, that worked on me because I was like, oh, good, no, he does remember him. But then we never see Edge again, so it's like, eh.
So, one of the things I have to point out, this is a really minor detail because I want to get a little bit more into the reason the one truck guy survived.
I know what you're gonna say. It's so stupid.
It's because his coworker peed his pants and he keeps a gas mask in the truck for that very reason.
Because apparently that's a thing that happens often enough to warrant this.
He has a personal gas mask for when his coworker pees his pants.
I'm gonna go on Google and see how much money that costs.
Sounds like the other guy has incontinence.
What?
It'd be like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy
Imagine
spent
if you were constantly spending a bunch of time with a guy who pisses himself, wouldn't you want to be like?
This guy spent like $40 for this.
Oh my god, I hated that part. It's so contrived.
I thought that was really fucking stupid. But like, the idea of the episode I liked, but there were some moments in it, and also.
I'm gonna actually get into how I felt about that episode.
Okay.
I felt like the moral of that episode was racism bad.
Oh no, I didn't think the moral mattered at all. I just liked the plot and how they developed as friends.
Well, they were really trying to hammer it in that the reason why Leo was trying to befriend Neji is because he had a conversation with White where he was like, "Oh, I met this weird guy," and she was just like, "Do you think you're racist? Do you want to go to a seminar or something? They hold seminars all the time for teaching you how to not be racist." And I'm like, what? What? Like, are they trying to world build? Are they trying to be like, yeah, people are racist in New York City? Which
it's like it said, like the restaurant that he keeps going to for Nedge is like in this district where they don't allow the monster people.
Yeah, no, it's because the monster people can't physically leave.
It was outside the barrier, so they can't.
It's like above the barrier. But there was a moment, the fucking burger kid literally says, like, I can't get out of the glass ceiling. Or something like that.
That sounds like a dumb invention, but
I don't think that was on. I don't think it was an intentional. Word choice.
That's a pretty well-known word.
I know, but like in context, like it doesn't sound wrong. Like it doesn't sound like he's making like a double meaning out of that. But like, I don't know, because he's talking about the literal like ceiling of the place.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But I think the voice acting in this one made it a lot more tolerable than it
honestly
was.
If I had been told to watch the dub, I probably would have.
Yeah.
I think I might have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Yeah, but I also get a kick out of English names, so
that can only go so far.
Yeah. A little bit.
Oh, that brings me to something else I really didn't like. They do... I'm sure this is a quirk of the author, though he doesn't do it in Trigun. People yelling out the names of the moves they do, and the names being
on
way
the screen.
too long.
That's a typical like just shonen anime thing that I kind of hate.
But it's like 5 words per fight. Like
they do that in Kill la Kill. They do that in like
they
do that a bit in JoJo, but they don't put them on screen.
Kill la Kill, it's tongue-in-cheek. JoJo, it's usually just parts 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Sunset Yellow Overdrive, that was popular then.
That's Hamon, and that's when it was still Fist of the North Star, basically.
They do that a bit in My Hero Academia, but they only yell it out. They don't I don't recall them displaying it, do they? I can't remember now.
Well, it just bothered me when Klaus would be like, oh, what was it? Like, strategy 999
It's just such a shonen anime thing that I
Seal. It was dragged on way too long.
yeah.
As a
really
guy who
long
has
attack
watched
names.
One Piece, as a guy who's watched 344 episodes of One Piece, I know what shonen anime is like and how
Yeah.
it can be done well.
I would
This
say
does not work well.
Shorter attack names.
it's a little better in the dub, but like, you know, it's still the same timing, so
Right, yeah.
that's the
abilities
trope that I
themselves
often
are really cool.
hate.
I
There's
like
also
the
like
abilities.
there's all the things where it's like the debriefing things, and you have like here's the info about this certain thing, and it's like
I
I
did
have
like
to
those.
pause to read the subs.
That was fine.
I
They
don't
had
know.
this-
For me, I was
the-
like, oh, that's a little bit of a pain. But
They had the like
then
intro
again, this
synopsis that
is
they kept
made for
repeating
people
every
who
episode.
can read Japanese, not me.
Hmm.
So
I thought it was. There are worse things to do.
yeah.
There was like the intro synopsis that they kept repeating every episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just.
That's like
skipped
something
it.
that they do in freaking My Hero Academia.
I mean, they also used to be a shonen thing. There used to be a
Yeah.
blurb at the beginning of every One Piece episode that was like,
Oh, like the thing about the pirate.
in the era
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Gold D. Roger, when he was executed, he.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's epic.
What else? I had a lot of problems with. One of the things I really don't like is how underused Leo's ability is.
He like forgets that he has it.
Okay, one of the big things.
It's so
That-
stupid.
This is like the dumb young child trying to argue against the logic of something. Why doesn't Leo just open his eyes to black?
I
Why doesn't
honestly
he just
don't.
look at black?
I don't actually know how his power works.
He can see well.
That's
You
what I
can
thought
see
it was.
things, but it's like a very broad number of things.
And then he can like
Um,
also transpose his vision onto other people sometimes.
Yes, and objects. Like he does it to the tank thing.
And it's the internal logic is never explained, which is another serious problem.
Yeah.
But another thing is that if White or
Well, also,
Mary,
it's like sort of said they're like some super stupid powerful god things. So
They got it from a god.
yeah, like a godly like Lovecraftian thing.
It's
showed
never
up
explained
and said,
why the god's
"Hey,
just
yo,
handing
check
this
shit
out. Like,
yeah, I don't
free
know, I think-
eyeball. Well, not
I think
free.
it
You have
would've
to get rid of your sister's vision for it.
it would have been really cool if they had an episode or two showing him doing intel gathering for Libra.
Oh,
Because
that would have been super useful.
literally
Yeah.
all of the scenes with him interacting with Libra is him getting captured or them just holding him in front of a thing, like by the shoulders. I'm making
Yeah.
a motion here, it's great. And telling him, open your eyes to this obvious thing that we are pointing at for you. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't just do it of his own accord.
Again, it just feels like he was also like captured at one point and doesn't realize like halfway through, I think this is in the truck, that he could just
It's a second
use
episode.
his ability. And I'm just like, why does this guy forget that he has this?
And they really ignore him in the show, like, really often.
Yeah.
Like, episode 8 is literally just Zap fighting a thing.
Mhm.
Episode 7 is the one where Klaus enters an underground fighting
I
ring.
like that one. That one's
I
fun.
know I like that.
That one's a fun episode. It
It
goes nowhere.
Fighting.
It goes
The
absolutely
fighting is
nowhere.
great.
What?
But they try to do like a message of like, yeah, let people have underground fighting rings. It's a
Oh yeah, that
manly
was a
It's
thing,
really cool.
wasn't it?
Which that was really, really weird. And
It would have been
Message is
fine if it
Fight
was just.
Club good.
It would have been
They
fine if it was
started-
regular boxing, but no, it's like Fight
No,
Club.
they
have- Bloodsport's alright.
the thing that really bothered me was at the beginning of that speech, they were like, I think it was Leo or something, who was talking and saying like, well, couldn't they just go outside onto the streets of New York and like get in a fight with someone? Like, why are they coming here? You know? And they were like, because it's fun.
The blood sports is fun.
Which they were kind of fun, but I feel like that's the point. I feel like you're not supposed to like them. Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe the person that made this has some very interesting tastes.
I mean, Trigon's pretty good and nuanced. Like Trigon has some good
Trigon's
moral-
anti-violence.
Yeah, Trigon's super anti-violence.
I don't
And
know.
there's like other stuff where it's like after the monster truck episode, like after they beat the truck, Leo's
Yeah.
just like calmly narrating over, and it's like, oh yeah, a ton of people fucking died,
Yes.
Yeah,
and he just says it like it's no big deal.
fucking New York gets fucked in this show. I think they like casually mentioned in the first episode, like the radio announcer is just like, yeah, like a lot of people died when the fucking cataclysm happened.
And it's like,
Yeah.
yep.
Except I really do like the voice, whatever voice they got for the radio announcer guy is perfect.
They did it really good. That was really good in the sub too.
Yeah. He's like so enthusiastic about it. He's like, all right, Mr. Guy. I don't remember the alien's name, but like,
The alien was great.
yeah.
And he's just like, and the alien just says, yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
agrees with
great.
everything he says.
You should listen to that in the sub because it's also really good.
It's really
Okay.
good. And there's like a bunch of stuff in this, like when Leo and White go to see a movie, they're watching Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was going to ask if that was like a real movie because it
Wait,
sounded
that
like
was a
one.
real movie?
Yeah. And then like there's another, and in the last episode, Black fucking references The Shining, so we have two Shining references in
that
both of
also.
the things we watched for this episode.
They do just straight up say you could call it some kind of shining.
I think they're more subtle about it in the dub, but they do
the subs,
reference
he
it
just says,
directly.
oh yeah, The Shining.
They literally say,
Like, oh yeah, that old
powers
movie, you know,
like
The
The
Shining?
Shining.
They say powers like The
Says it.
Shining. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
That also reminds me with the real movie. In episode 2, it opens with a radio, like the radio on, and they're like, we're gonna play an Aliens cover of What a Wonderful World.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think I noticed that.
And if you
It's
listen to it, it sounds like a cover of the flippin' Hallelujah song. Another one. So I don't know what happened there.
Mm.
Can we go over bootleg names?
Oh god, there was
Kodak.
I don't know if they were the
Jeez.
same in the dub
There
and the
was
sub, but they had great ones.
there was Peps and Diet Peps.
Yeah, they used Peps in
There's
the dub also.
Kodak with 2 C's.
I thought
K's.
the Peps was really funny because in the dub, there's a lot of scenes where it really just sounds like they said Pepsi.
Do they actually say Peps?
Yeah, they say I'll have one Diet Peps and one Peps, and it like sounds like they said Pepsi and just got cut off.
That's amazing. It was
Dagomo's Pizza or
Oh,
Dagamo's
there's
Pizza.
like a really stupid specific one that I actually get, which is in the Nedge episode where he's like the artist of the wrappings. He says Ron Jomita Jr., and that's a reference to like John Romita Jr., who's a artist at Marvel for like decades since like the 70s.
Oh, I think I remember that.
And it's
I
like
didn't
that's
know
a really specific reference, but I get that. Got that.
I should have assumed that was a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a reference to a longtime Marvel artist.
There's a YouTube where they have Samurai Radish demonstration.
Yeah, they had YouTube.
And I went on YouTube and I found a similar video
Yes,
as the first result.
they were not making that up.
Yeah, well, it was a video of a guy. He wasn't being a badass
no,
with the
and
sword. He
how
tried
could we
cutting
forget-
he cut a radish off a guy's chest.
Also, wait, no, how could we forget Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Oh yeah, KFDC.
I was just thinking of that Japan likes Kentucky Fried Chicken, so I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah,
True.
That's literally their Christmas meal.
yeah. Eat your fingers off.
KFC.
I want to mention something. I don't want to talk about the Aligura episode, but
Which
I
one?
feel like we should mention
The
monster
girl
truck.
who has the same like face mask thing as
Oh okay.
Somehow related to
the
Fem.
episode where
Yeah.
Hummer and Brody come in.
I don't want to talk about the episode because I hate it, but there's the scene in the middle
I didn't care
where
for it either.
There's the scene in the middle where Aligura is explaining how she made Hummer and
Hummer and
Brody,
Brody.
and
And
they
it cuts to like food infomercials.
Oh
And
yeah.
they use like ketchup and stuff to
Yeah, she's like, I drained this man of all his blood, and it just cuts to somebody like squeezing all the ketchup out of a ketchup bottle.
and it's Heinz ketchup, I believe.
Yeah, it's like Hank with an A. It's fine. Yeah, it's great.
I thought that sequence was pretty good, if a little bit disturbing.
No, yeah,
Blood out of
I think that
guy
was the
and then
intended
blood
effect.
Also, apparently, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. It says that Brody and Hummer were based on Carnage, which I believe.
Yeah, no, yeah. When I was watching, I'm like, he's just Venom. But yeah, since he's red, he's Carnage. Yeah.
And they also say that Zed, who we don't need to talk about Zed, is based on Abe Sapien.
From Hellboy, that makes sense because he's a fish guy.
Does make sense, but I think
Yeah.
they have different personalities.
But it makes sense because it's Fishman.
Zed could have been removed from the show. And
Zed,
everything.
it felt like they wanted to use him more and then forgot.
Okay,
He's supposed to be an apprentice character to Zap, but they don't really do that.
No, he's not an apprentice to Zap. He is also an apprentice under the Master.
Yeah, but then he's like, okay, I leave Zed to you, Zap, and then Zap's like, wait, huh?
And then
he doesn't do anything with it.
And then they don't do anything.
One of the things that bothers me is that at the end of that episode, the Master guy is like, "Yeah, you have Zed. Go ahead. He's yours now." And Zed's like angry. In the next episode, Zed is best friends with Leo.
I want to see the in-between episode of that, because that would have been a good episode.
I know, right? Because he even gives one of the friendship speeches in the last episode, and it's like, he doesn't even know you. That also reminds me, they exposit, they tell and not show the relationship between Leo and White a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leo is talking to Black. They meet for the first time, and Leo's like, "Oh, she has this nickname for me. What was it, Tortoise Knight or something?"
Yeah.
She never says that.
No, I think it's like it's a nickname that. No, he's explained that it's like that was a nickname that Leo's sister had for him.
Yeah, we don't see any footage of. Yeah, no, that's what he said, but like we still don't have any footage of him with his sister as a kid.
Oh, I thought it was White.
No, it was Leo's sister that called him that.
Okay, well then I completely misunderstood.
But still, they still do a tell not show, which is not cool.
Yeah.
And oh my god, honestly, I think the White and Black plot is the best of the show, but it's not good. You know?
Yeah.
Of what the show has to offer, it's pretty good, but of stories in general, it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think episode 12 benefits a lot from being focused.
Yeah.
You get some really interesting character interactions, like Klaus with Black. I liked that a lot. Even the Fempt conversation with Leo was all right. I think Fempt could have been good if they gave more screen time.
Mm-hmm. I've basically said everything I need to. I like the music.
Oh yeah, the music was good.
The music drifts between regular jazz and bootleg Persona 5 music.
I like the regular jazz.
I liked it all. It has an excellent soundtrack.
Yeah.
Let's check the last of my notes. Yeah, the cast is way too big. The humor is. There's a gag in one of the episodes that's literally Zap flipping face sits on Leo.
I don't recall that one, but I also believe
Leo's
you
on the
entirely.
couch, bandages, and then he just sits on them, and then they're all having a conversation, and then it's like, hey, wait, Leo's dead, almost dead.
No, it's
I
after
don't
Leo
remember
gets evicted.
this.
Leo gets evicted, and so he's sleeping on the couch in Libra's lair.
This is like early.
I wrote it down. Where was it? I don't think it was that early.
It was in the first half of the show, because I watched this in like 2 sittings.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna look it up. Zap face sitting oof is my note.
Oh no.
It's episode 3, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That was terrible. That was a terrible joke.
I don't remember it, so.
That's just one I want to point out.
Yeah, okay.
To support my claim. All of Zap, really, you could just throw him out.
I guess I would say he's better in the dub then, because he's a, terrible human kind of archetype, but like, I don't know, the voice actor makes it.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, make him really charming.
I don't know how to explain it.
Fun to watch.
Yeah,
Not
fun
charming.
to watch, yeah.
Fun to watch.
Because I just thought he was garbage.
Yeah, he's just kind of an asshole.
He's a womanizer. He tries to kill Klaus. He does nothing good.
Yeah, it's the kind of character where you're like, I like
even in the
him,
last
but I
episode where
don't
he's,
like his
trying to
personality.
save Leo, he almost sets him on fire.
like intentionally.
That is
Like,
Ian
he
Sinclair
does.
as his voice actor.
I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. Oh yeah, this is unrelated, and I don't get it. But on the menu on the diner, the only thing I could read was a big sign that said "Send a salami to your boy in the army."
That's a really good sign.
I don't know why
And
it
it's
said
the one
that.
see your boy.
Okay.
All right, I think we should get on to ratings. I think we've run out of things to say when that's our last note.
4 out of 10.
What?
4 out of 10. I don't like it.
Oh, you just threw out a number. I couldn't even hear what you said.
4 out of 10.
I give this a 6 out of 10. It really could have been better, but I've definitely seen like worse battle shonens, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, after talking it over, I can see where your problems are with it. Still enjoyed it, like, overall, there's good stuff, parts in here, but yeah, now that you bring stuff up, it's kind of apparent there's some stuff that could be better, so 7.
It's a
You know
hell of a
what?
lot more watchable than the other, like a lot of shit that I've watched. So.
Yeah. I give it a 4, but the first half I was enjoying myself. It was only like around episode 6 where I was like, I want this to be over. But even then, I liked episode 12. You know, that might be a minority opinion. Oh yeah, I mentioned this in the chat a while ago while Mitch was watching it. So I don't know if you do this, Max. Episode 12 was delayed for a couple months after the other
Oh
episode
yeah, I
aired.
saw. Yeah, it was like an OVA technically.
It was released well after, and a lot of people stopped watching or rewatched the show.
Yeah, like the whole show was released from like April to June, and then the last episode didn't come out until October.
Okay.
So it was like a while.
At the time this all released, people gave it very good reviews, but all of the recent reviews are people going back and being like, yeah, this wasn't that good. Yeah, anyway, I guess we can do the showdown. So this will be a different one.
Yeah.
This is animes.
So
if you've watched the movie, you might know that we're doing a double episode because we're going on a hiatus. So
it's Christmas time.
Yeah, but
for us.
For us, probably not for you.
Definitely not for you.
If it is,
we're speaking to you from the past
or the future, depending on how you do your years. Anyway, so we're doing something different. I'm going to recommend an anime because I've been shafted in my anime picks for the last.
Basically, yeah, we've had to do a movie for him at one point because we got off schedule.
Yeah, that's how we ended up with like Vampire and D and stuff.
He had to pick that movie, even though it was an anime pick.
We were gonna do that again for finals, but we decided that's too cruel to me, so I'm picking an anime. And the other one we all voted on and agreed on, so that'll be very different from what we usually do.
Yeah.
I am doing. It's also a longer form anime because we're doing it over more time.
Mm-hmm. Not that long, but
from the director of Yuri on Ice and
bad start
and Lupin the Third, Mine Fujiko to Yuona.
Oh,
that's a wide fucking portfolio he's got there.
We've never mentioned this before, but they're directed by the same person.
I'm sorry, I don't know my Yuri on Ice
being mentioned in episode 1 way back when.
So yeah, this director Sayo Yamamoto worked on Space Dandy. She worked on Red Line. She worked on Samurai Champloo.
I like all of those. So
she made Yuri on Ice. She is the creator of Yuri on Ice.
Huh.
That probably explains why it's so popular.
But anyway, the anime I'm going to be doing is Michiko to Hachi, which is a very, very strange anime. It is about a orphan girl living in South America who is adopted by her extremely most wanted woman mother.
Okay.
She breaks out of jail and rescues her young orphan daughter, and they go around South America on a crime spree. It has an all-star cast. It has flippin' Yuasa. It has Watanabe does the music, which come on.
Yeah, it's got some of our boys in here.
I'm really hyped to watch this. And someone else can intro the other one.
And for the big voted on one, we're doing Steins Gate.
Yeah.
You know,
We've
That's
talked
a-
about wanting to watch
everyone
this for a
loves.
while, and we never
Comic
have. So
I have watched it multiple times. It is one of my favorite anime ever created. I think it's one of the best. I'm really excited to rewatch it and talk about it.
yeah,
Yippee yahoo!
all right.
Yahoo!
With that backwards long jump. All right.
An A fest is an A fest. You can't
Don't
say it,
start. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Let's talk about Parallel Universe.
Oh no.
Ah!
That's a
Goodbye,
good
everybody.
Good night. Goodbye, whatever.